What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. The liberal enigma, or the liberal issue. You know, people who are conservatives have been saying for years, liberals ain't shit. And liberals have done nothing for you. The liberals actually are not your friend. Um, that's been true. And at the same time, and liberals are using you as cannon fodder to a degree. Very true. But when conservatives said it, it was already an understood thing that conservatives wasn't, it was like your enemy and your enemy liked. You get what I'm saying? So, won't you just ride with your enemy, and instead of riding with your enemy light? And depending on how you look at it, you can look at a conservative as the light enemy because they tell you they hate you to your face, and they will openly try to hurt you to your face. And it was like the liberal's treacherous. But how's the liberal, pretends to be your friend? Well, here's the problem. The liberal and the conservative have been friends this whole time. But see, here's the liberal's issue, which is an issue for conservatives also. There ain't no more good cop, bad cop. I talked about this before. See, conservatives are the bad cop, liberals are the good cop, right? They're both trying to screw you. But what happened? Well, the current president, Trump, has become a catalyst. But people sitting back and they watching and observing and dealing with all the situations that has happened in the last 10 years can plainly see that, liberals don't fight like conservatives. So if you don't have the same fight that conservatives do for their issues, and when conservatives have issues, you just let them have it, then let's be honest. You're on the same team. Because you can't acquiesce to somebody all the time, but they stonewall you and obstruct you all the time, and you have no problem with it. It's not about even going tit for tat or taking the higher ground. It's really about if you believe in something, you would stand up for it. So how can you believe in your liberal agenda but never fight for it? And the issue is the opportunism. When the women's marched and there were women in the women's march, like, wait a minute, y'all voted for Trump, but y'all liberal? You got the LGBT community. Wait a minute. Y'all been racist this whole time, and y'all voted for Trump too, but y'all liberal? You got all these minority groups who've been conservatives this whole time, want to turn around and be liberal now that they see they about to get attacked. And it's like, but liberals have been pandering to Hispanics, Asians, probably Arabs. Yeah, I would say Muslims, Arabs, whatever. To kind of re-diversify the party. And it didn't work. But now those groups are about to know they're about to catch hell. Women too, right? Now all these groups want to catch hell. Now they're going to be a new liberal party who come together and fight against conservatism. And in some ways, white supremacy, right? But the problem is, all of these liberals are so inconsistent. All of those conservatives who are on the fence are so inconsistent that they can't fathom the fact of fighting against something that they've been benefiting from. See, All them groups have been benefiting from white supremacy and conservatism. And the crazy part about it is, because they've benefited from it, they're willing to take the racial ass whipping from it. Because they're like, oh, it ain't gonna be that bad. They're gonna still talk. They're gonna really take it out on the blacks eventually. Yeah, and we're gonna help them. Yeah, we know how y'all get down. We know how it all works. Problem is, a ship full of a ship full of people who are not on the same ship just gonna create a massive mutiny. So, okay, we not on the ship no more. Cool. Peace. Gone. You know. But can the liberals trust their women and feminism? No. Because that's a fractured liberal movement. Can the liberals trust the Hispanic community? Nah, because historically the Hispanic community votes Republican. The Asian community, depending on which Asian you're talking about, some are conservatives, others are really not necessarily politically involved. It just depends on which group you're talking about. You know, Arabs, pretty much conservative. So now what? But everybody's going to unite? And on what? A liberal conservatism? So now you kill a good cop, bad cop because everybody's dirty. Everybody's inconsistent. Everybody's an opportunist. Everybody's out for their own agenda. And everybody's going to just blame black people after it's over with anyways. But while you all teamed up to blame us, you're going to be looking at all of your compadres with the side eye like, who's next? Because see, and this is going to create a problem for conservatives because conservatism, though it has its ideology, but in the last 30 years, its ideology has been relatively incompetent. A lot of good, big, harsh, rallying talk, but in production, very incompetent. You know? And when I say conservative, I'm not talking about conservative Democrats. I'm talking about conservative Republicans and, people who subscribe to making the country great again and taking their country back. When they get in power, they usually do more harm than good to the country and to their constituents. I don't remember how many people was riding around with them George W. Bush stickers who was laid off. I mean, Enron, war, financial recession, damn near depression, and taking a surplus and taking it to a super deficit. It didn't. Nobody buy. The country getting attacked. Not a big deal. Reagan and Bush with the drug laws and the drug war / actually drug dealers like beginning the tanking of the economy. That's what we've been. I mean, that's the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. But of course, nobody talks about that. And now what's gonna happen? Because like I said before, the issue for liberals is you ain't the good cop no more because you have no morals, you have no ethics, You're a treacherous individual. We all knew it, but without a group to cling to and reaching out to the groups that you already know um, don't trust you and you don't trust them, and y'all all gonna come together to say y'all don't trust the people that y'all in bed with, but you're gonna still, whatever they say to do, you're gonna do it. They say, yo, this is the judge we want, go whatever. This is the people we want, okay, whatever. Oh, these are the bills we want passed, okay, whatever. We're for liberalism. We're gonna fight for our liberties. But if they say something else, okay, whatever. So when you popping champagne with the other conservatives, remember, you can only lay down with dogs so long before you get fleas. And it's going to be a flea infested event. So, conservatism for everybody. Peace.